Hey, welcome into.
I did it.
Yay! Yay! That paused me for a second there. Welcome into Hanging with the Hippos. I'm here every single Thursday night live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern with friends old and new, and we're here to answer all your burning questions about reselling. We will stay here all night long or about an hour and a half, whichever comes first. And I know everybody's burning questions tonight. We are going to talk about shipping. Yes, we are going to talk about shipping. That seems to be the hot topic. Sorry, we're running a little bit late tonight. Nancy's having some technical difficulties. Those of you that have hung out with her before on the 10th and main Hangouts know she had a little bit of issues with her internet. She got a new modem just for tonight. She's still having problems. She even went out and got a new modem, bless her heart. So she's just going to
It was free. I'm entitled to a free one with my plan. So
it still took time and effort out of your life to get it. But she's going to just have her picture up rather than just being freezing and coming in and out. Do you have Spectrum, Nancy?
Xfinity, but it's through the homeowners association, and like the house is 22 years old, so it could be the wiring in the walls.
Yeah, I mean, when I lived in Florida, we had Spectrum, and that was a piece of poop.
Yeah, I have no problem listening or watching anything or downloading anything, but the upload is the problem. Streaming live.
So that's the intro. These are my friends. We've discussed why we're late and her issues and why she's just a photo. But we're going to let her tell you a little bit more about herself. And then Karen and I, who you know, are still going to tell you ad nauseum more about us. But Nancy can go first.
Well, my name's Nancy. I'm living here in Florida because I came to help my parents. They were in their 80s, and my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And this is right before the pandemic. I was starting to look into reselling, and I thought, this is something I can do if I have to move to Florida and be with my parents. So sure enough, 2000, my dad, he kept calling me, and I would visit 3 times a year, but it wasn't enough. He just couldn't do it anymore. My mom was very mobile, but she was doing bizarre things in the house. Mm-hmm. She was putting all the clothes out on the bed. She was, moving things around the house, emptying the drawers, but she was still driving a stick shift car. But, finally I said, he wanted to put her in a facility. I said, absolutely not. And it happened to coincide with the pandemic where both my jobs were gone. I was teaching in school, subbing in school, and I was teaching swimming. And both those jobs were gone. The good thing was they were paying me. And they paid me from April 13th, I think it was the 13th, when everything shut down, and then until September. So I convinced my dad to let me come to Florida, and I had been there like maybe 6 months before, and I brought all my Poshmark stuff, and I had shown him, I said, look, I just made $700 this month here in Florida. So I think he felt a little bit better about that. And to be fair, my parents had oodles of money. And so I didn't really have to work if I didn't want to. My dad set it up and he paid me when I came. But, to keep my mom out of nursing home and then have something to keep me busy on the side, that's why I was reselling.
All right. And for those of you that don't know, Nancy has actually been watching my channel since 2018, since the beginning. Yes. She was one of my very first viewers, which is so awesome.
Bathing the plushes in the bathtub and giving them baths and talking to them. And
yes. And then just this year, we've managed to hook up and actually meet face to face and do some hangouts together. So that's been pretty cool. Karen?
Well, people are probably ad nauseum hearing about me, and I had my corporate job, and during COVID, it was time to leave. Lots of changes were going on, and I had been doing eBay and Amazon and Walmart and a whole slew of other sites. And I just kind of said, okay, that's it. I am going to do this. And I've been doing it for years. I'm going to continue to do it as long as I possibly can amidst all the changes going on. And I see Kelly is asking us a question about a chain, so I can't wait to get into that one.
Yeah, I have it saved. We'll get there.
Yeah, I'm on eBay. And I started Vinted. And I tell you what, I am really liking Vinted. I put something up and 2 minutes later it's selling. Now I'm selling the stuff cheap, but I am getting it out of the house. So I am thrilled. So Vinted is my new favorite. And thank you, Nanette, on that one. I am selling everything. I had these trading cards of some sort. I don't even know what they were, something weird. Had them forever, brand new in box, never opened. And it's like, I sold them for $5 and I think I got them free. So I was thrilled. So, Star.
Hi, this is my channel. I do social media and I sell stuff on places. I sell stuff on places. I'm sure everyone here tonight knows who I am. So let's do the romper room real quick. Kelly's here. Nanette's here. eBay guy is here. Hello. If you have a name other than eBay guy, I would love to learn it. You could let me know. Pittsburgh Kelly's here.
Hey.
We have Goodwill on Sunday. Don't forget, we're thrifting. All right, we have gone around the room. Nancy, is there a link you want me to share?
No.
Okay. Everybody smash the like button, please. It helps me feed my hungry hippos. And we will get to our first question. Maybe, if I can click it, because I know how to use my computer. Kelly says, I have a questions on the new Poshmark news and what you will do with your store or keep it the same moving forward. Okay, before we answer the question, I have to have you specify because there's been approximately 1,332 new Poshmark newses. So are we referring to the excessive delisting policy that they ended? Yay.
Yay.
The new hazmat protection fees, the optimization tests, or the cancellation rule that they decided to double down on.
And then they have some sort of like loyalty program.
Oh,
yeah.
Jason's here. That's Jason. He's going to be on next week, and I didn't even know this dumb hand. His hand dumb me. Well, hi, Jason. I'm happy to have you on next week.
Menopause.
It is killing my life. I'm telling you.
It does.
It really does. So there's no other questions while we're waiting for Kelly to elaborate. So let's just talk about, what were you talking about? I didn't hear about their thing that you were saying. Hi, Michelle.
There's some sort of like, you know how they have Poshmark ambassador thing, but now there's some sort of, I don't know the details because I didn't really listen, but you might have an advantage if you sell. You have to sell, I think, $500 a month and have less than 2 days shipping. And I forget the third thing, but they threw that out there too. So.
I wanted to know if I should change how I manage the store, or just keep the status quo and let things work themselves out. I don't understand why you have not for sale. I don't have not for sale items.
You know what I did? I marked some of my stuff not for sale, and I
know because
you couldn't delete stuff.
Yeah, I just did what I wanted to do, and I deleted, and I didn't ever get in trouble.
Yeah, well, you know what, they were getting me for deleting too much, and so I just marked it not for sale because I wasn't sure if I had it because some of the stuff in my store was old, so I marked it not for sale. But I got an email that said something to the effect that if it's 90 days or older, or is it 60 days or older? I can't remember. That it's not going to show up in the search and you have to keep it active or delete it. But if you delete it, it's not going to go against your metrics. So that's the only thing that I knew what was going on because I haven't been feeling good the last couple of days and haven't kept up with it.
Carrie Berry's mom, hi. So yeah, for a minute I was confused because I don't listen and I just do it how I want. Ever since they implemented that, I delisted and relisted 20 a day, and all my, I'm a volume seller, so I was deleting a lot. Knock on wood. Well, it can't catch up to me now because they took it away. No one's getting punished anymore. But I would take them out, but then I wouldn't take them out. And I say that because if someone were large like me with 6,000 listings and you're listing on 7 platforms and you're running this full time, is probably not a good use of your time to sit there and take them all out, unless it's like on a Saturday night while you're watching a movie or something. But if you have a small, like 1 to 200, it might behoove you to take the time to take out the not for sales. Does that make sense? How best it would be for you to use your time.
It does, but they also were talking on my notice. It said that something that hasn't been shared or looked at, that was what they wanted me to get rid of too.
Okay, so you don't have to get rid of those. I'm sharing my screen. And I've made this part of my morning routine. And that won't let me show it to you now. Hold on. It usually comes up right here. And it's not going to right now. Bummer. Probably because I do it in the morning. But normally right here where it says give your closet a boost, this will say your items are
more than 90 days old. Or
okay, brain fog from perimenopausal, but it says right here real big, your items are outdated or whatever the hell word they use, and you click it and they all come up here, and then you can just bulk select them and click a button and it refreshes them, and then you're fine. I check it every morning. Some mornings there's 1, some morning there's 50. So I really wanted to show you that. But of course, when you're live, nothing ever. Inactive. Thank you very much. I don't know words anymore. Apparently, if you are perimenopausal, you don't have words anymore.
You don't. It's so bizarre. You think you're going crazy, but you're not.
I am for now, Adam. I am enjoying the cooler weather for now. It's only going to last yesterday and today, and it'll be hot again. I've been walking. Karen, have you been going outside more with your dogs?
I've been going outside more, but I just haven't felt good the last couple of days.
Yeah. What's the new Poshmark news? Well, the best news, the good news, is the excessive delisting policy has ended. So you can delete 100 listings every day to your heart's consent, and there's no penalty. See, I don't have words. And then, of course, the hazmat protection fees update, that they're going to cover that until August 1st. And that's, it's easy to avoid that one. Just don't ship boxes that have hazmat stickers on them. Just peel all the old stickers off, cut the box open and turn it inside out and tape it back together. I mean, these new fees that USPS is charging for that is very easily avoidable. And then they're testing a streamlined, smarter search interface that's like kind of being tested, but it's not really rolled out yet. And then they are doubling down that they are going to enforce the 90-day order fulfillment cap. So if you have 3% or more cancellations in a 90-day period, you will risk severe account restrictions. Anything else to add, ladies?
How many days until they rescind one or all of those?
It's every 90 days, so I'm sure it's rolling.
No, I meant they have a habit of making a rule, and then 3 or 4 days later they change it.
It took them a long time to take back that
delisting.
Yeah. It took them a long time to realize, that was a dumb decision. Last year, I went to a Depop webinar that Lists Perfectly hosted with Depop. And that was a big selling point from the Depop employees in that webinar. And they kept pushing that point that we don't care how much you delete. We don't care because we want you to have a healthy account. So if you're selling on other platforms and something sells, we would want you to delete it rather than leaving it up and sell something that's not available. So Poshmark finally got on that train, I guess. Glad you're alive, stopping me from buying used clothes. But if you need clothes, Adam, you should buy yourself some clothes, right? We don't have any more questions in the chat. You guys don't have any questions for us? Do you want us to talk about movies?
Hey, I just saw that Steven Spielberg movie, Disclosure, you can watch it on cable even though it's still in the theater. I'm excited. We're going to watch it this weekend.
Okay. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah.
So I switched everything to calculated shipping today, over the weekend.
You have to. I mean, some of the margins on some of the things I sell are so small that if I have to another $4, it doesn't pay to, most of the things I sell, I make between $8 and $10 mostly. And then there's another category where it's like over 25, but that bread and butter stuff, you can't, I have to do calculated shipping now.
Yep. I just put a video out earlier today. Please don't go watch it now. Please stay here with us live, but later on tonight or tomorrow when you have time, let's watch it. I talk about why I really initially decided to pull the trigger. But I will say this here, 18,000 zip codes in the United States are rural. That is 43% of all zip codes. So that's close enough to a 50-50 chance that every time a pair of earrings on eBay sold, it was going to be an $8 to $10 shipping label when I only charged the buyer a flat rate of $5.24 or $6.24. I don't like to gamble and I don't want to risk a 50-50 chance every time that I'm eating $4 to $6. So I did that, and I already have a lot of listings on Etsy and Mercari, so I'm not going to do anything with my current listings. But moving forward, starting Monday this week, I do delist, relist 20 a day, and anything new, I'm no longer doing free shipping on Etsy or Mercari. I'm taking like $5 off the price and then just letting the system calculate what the shipping is going to be, because I can't sell a pair of earrings on Mercari that I had free shipping on, but I built $6 into the price and then go over to Pirate Ship and, oh gosh, it's rural and I got to be $10. I can't do that. So you can't do it. You can't.
Is there anything on eBay Store? Remember how they said they were going to roll out something and make it more streamlined like Poshmark does? It's going to be like, okay, under this, it's this fee, that fee. Is anything going on with that? Then they said they were going to test pilot in Pittsburgh. Did you hear anything?
No. That was just like a rumor that was going around.
I hope
it's going to happen during fourth quarter. Why would they do it now?
They all do it now.
It was just a rumor, and I know they were doing it in the UK. Now, I had an eBay seller circle meeting today, and I'm under an NDA as a community leader, but I think I can share with you that during our meeting, a lot of people were talking about the shipping and being upset about it and didn't understand why Whatnot and Poshmark have these really great deals with the postal service to get these labels at a certain price up to a certain pound. And then Valerie, the seller circle, I was going to call her the seller circle runner lady. She's the eBay employee that is the director of the seller circles, did say to us, I hear you. I understand you're frustrated. I run seller circles. I can't do anything about shipping, but I'll pass your concerns on. So it could be a contractual thing. I don't know, but everyone is very upset. And maybe if enough of us complain and it keeps getting passed on, they might consider doing that. You think? Pittsburgh Kelly's about to switch. Yeah, I would suggest it. I did it. And you know, I have been a huge supporter of calculated, of flat since 2023. So we got some more questions in the chat. Let me, Michelle's asking, what is the Poshmark loyalty? I'm not familiar with it, and I just Googled it and I didn't get any hits. Nancy, do you mind filling in the crowd one more time about what you heard?
All I remember hearing is that I think that you must sell $500 a month, have less than 2-day shipping or 2-day shipping or less. And there was a third thing that I don't remember. I don't know if I can find it on my phone, but.
So Nancy, is that loyalty or is that the ambassador program?
I think it's replacing the ambassador program, because the ambassador program never really gave you any benefit, except you had that like star next to your name. Right. But there was no benefit monetarily for you. There was no, like on eBay, it's a reduction in final value fees. But
so was Poshmark going to do some sort of a fee reduction?
No, they were vague when I was reading about it, but it sounds like they're trying to have some sort of program like that. But they didn't say what the benefit would be to you. I don't know if you're higher in the search, or I can't find who was talking about it today. But, you know.
Okay. Here's a fun question. What is your top success or good news story from the past week? Nancy?
I didn't freak out when they totally changed the layout in Goodwill overnight. It's so aggravating. Every time they have new managers, then they decide the store is set up the wrong way and they switch it. Well, they were actually switching while people were shopping. And the men's clothes were not next, the men's pants were not next to the men's shirts. But then like 2 minutes later, they were switching. It was so bad. And I let the guy call me hun. I said, where are the shirts now? Oh, hun, they're over there now. Okay, thank you.
Ew.
Yeah. He, you know, like most men who say that, they're not saying it because they think you're sexy or anything. They're just, you know, it's a habit. That pissed me the most off when I was an attorney. And one of the partners, he always would call me hun. And I'm like, I am not your hun.
I don't mind when older senior citizen men call me hun. And I don't mind when other women do it. And especially Southern women. Because that's like their vernacular. But if they're close to my age, don't do it. Gross. No. You must be old. You must be old and calling me hun because I'm young and cute. And I'm your granddaughter.
So I didn't freak out, but it definitely, you know, and I don't need a goddamn thing. So it was God's way of saying, see, you shouldn't have come. But
Karen, what was your win this week?
I tell you what, I have been selling things from my eBay store that have been like year old, 2 years old. And it's like, yay. I am getting a gift of manna from heaven. The stuff is selling. And it's I don't know. I think it has something to do with being live. And it is just pulling stuff. People start looking at the store and they see stuff and they're buying it from the store. So I am thrilled.
Congrats.
That's awesome. You know, it makes me feel like a terrible person when I can't think of a win. I can think of a lot of things that went wrong. I sell so much of the same stuff over and over again. Like, And the last time I got a really cool message about somebody finding a plush they were from their childhood was a couple weeks ago. That was cool. I'm getting a new air conditioner tomorrow.
And you don't have to pay for it. So
No, I rent.
right.
They have to pay for it. So I just, when you ask me stuff like that, I feel like, I should be able to, hey, I'm a positive person. I can't. I sold a bunch of just the same old bread and butter volume stuff I always sell. I haven't been thrifting, so there's no big find there. That's exciting.
Here in Florida, the kids are going back to school like almost next week. So people are shopping in the store for their school supplies, and they're not really, shopping online. But I'm waiting for the shift. It's still that weird part of the summer where people aren't really buying fall stuff, but they don't want to buy your summer stuff either. So doing inventory.
I like Michelle's win. She's been implementing more work-life balance. Yay! Somebody listen to me. And walking after dinner each night. That is awesome. Keith and I walk after dinner most nights, not when it's 100 degrees, not when it's negative 20, which it can be both here, and not when we have smoke from Canada making it dangerous to breathe. We had that all last week, but usually we walk every night after dinner, and it's really good for you. You get exercise, fresh air, vitamin D. Walking is really good for you. So I'm glad that you're doing that, Michelle. I'm very proud of you. Oh, Miss Maggie May was diagnosed with diabetes, and you already have it under control.
Oh, that's good.
That's awesome. Back to in this heat. All right, we have some other questions here. Kelly,
unlike up north, here in Florida, they have air conditioning in every school. But I grew up in New York, and we didn't have windows that opened, and it would be 90 degrees. So that's why they tend to go back later in September.
So Kelly says, I don't deal with items that need to be authenticated, but do you think there's an issue with Skechers? Is there such a thing as fake Skechers? I'm sure there's such a thing as fake anything.
You know what? I've never heard of Skechers being fake, but Skechers are popular again, especially since they have those slip-ons.
It's very common, actually. They make them in the overseas markets.
The fake ones? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep, it's very common. You can tell because they'll be sloppy, like the stitching or the foam. I mean, there's a market for fake anything, I think, that's popular, right? No, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys were just like, yeah. So I have to tell you the funniest thing I've ever gotten accused of selling as fake. Y'all are familiar with the brand South Pole that Kmart used to sell? I had a pair of men's South Pole jeans. They were like plus size. I got them for $1. Men's plus size, big and tall. And I sold them for like $25. And he tried to open an item that was described on me for selling a fake pair. I'm like, bro, who is making fake South Pole? Who is trying to rip off Kmart brands for real? And there's a word I want. I have to look it up real quick. A counterfeit. I couldn't think of that word. He accused us of having a counterfeit South Pole jeans.
They didn't fit, so he wanted to return them free.
I see it. It's saved in the queue to get to, Michelle. I follow a lot of resellers that buy lots of athletic shoes at Ross. I think Ross is pretty reputable. What What do you think, Karen?
You know what? I don't know. Some of those shoes at Ross, it's like I've never seen some of the stuff that they have in there. So I don't know the answer to that. I'm talking more about like the like the tennis shoes, and you said athletic and stuff. I don't know. I just don't know.
I can say I only wear Skechers. I'm a little bit of a sneaker snob. Actually, I have a pair of purple Adidas I do wear because they're purple. But other than those, I only wear Skechers. And I've always gone to Ross or TJ Maxx or Marshalls because I'd rather pay $30 than $80 on the Skechers website. And they've always seemed real and fine.
You know what? I usually get, if I get Skechers, I get them at Kohl's when they have their sales and they have like an additional % off clearance. That's where I buy all my Skechers when I buy them. And I feel pretty good buying them at Kohl's.
All right, let's get to Michelle's question. Work policies can exclude, your business policies can exclude Alaska and Hawaii, military, post office, and you can add second options. So at this time, there is no way in the business policies to exclude rural zip codes. There's like 18,000 of them, and they add more all the time, and they're arbitrary. From what I understand, some of the rural zip codes are really because a place is rural or has a rural post office, but like in places like Florida where they build new gated communities and neighborhoods all the time, if they build a new one that's further out, they can just dub that as rural because they feel like it, because the mailman has to go farther. So as of now, eBay does not have any way to exclude that in your business policies, and probably because there's 18,000 zip codes. But down the road, will eBay find a way to code that in? Probably, maybe, hopefully, because then I can go back to flat rate, but I don't know. There's no way right now. That was something I was considering, and then I was like, oh, there's a way to do that. So I guess I have to go to calculated. Ultras are amazing to walk. I am such a Skechers snob. Harkens back 20 years ago when I worked in the nursing homes and they had those rocker ones that were supposed to work out your thighs and your butt. And I did like thousands of steps a day all over that nursing home, back and forth. This is when I was like 100 pounds and thin and in shape, and I'd go to the gym. But I always wore those rocker ones too, so I could get my steps in. I'm just a Skechers snob. Keith only wears Skechers too. Fun fact. I guess we're a Skechers family.
I like the Ultras because Goodwill doesn't realize they're an expensive brand, at least where I live. Whereas every other shoe is $15.99, they'll be $9.99, the Ultras. So, and they look sort of, they have a very wide toe box, which my Fred Flintstone feet need. So,
see, I have little hobbit feet. Like I wear a size 6 in women's or 6.5, and they're very narrow. So sometimes, don't tell anybody, I'll shop in the kids' shoe department. And I can get kids Skechers for a lot cheaper than women's.
A lot of people do that.
Yep. And I have little hands too. I have to get kids gloves in the winter. Hobbit. I'm a hobbit. That's pretty normal. Nanette, she says she was having a few inactives showing daily and now none for 10 days. The inactives are just items that haven't been shared or touched or whatever. So they're going to wax and wane, especially if you're using like List Perfectly to share your closet or another third-party tool. So I was talking to Karen backstage before the show. We got down to 53 degrees overnight last night, and we actually had to turn the heater on because hamsters cannot be in weather below 65 degrees or you risk them freezing to death. And so because it was only going to be 53, we had to turn the heat on before we went to bed to make sure that my little Phoebe. Have you guys seen Phoebe?
Not yet.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, she's a sweetie.
Oh my, your daughter's got a Phoebe. She is so stinking cute. All right, I'm going to show you this little picture of her. That's Phoebe. The little mark on her back looks like a heart in that photo.
It does.
But when she's long, it looks like an arrow. That's Phoebe. I've had her for what, 3 weeks? She's my new baby, and I didn't want her to be a hamsicle, so we had to turn on the heat. And yeah, it's been nice and cool here for a couple days, but it's going back up to 90 later this week. Put your questions in the chat. Put your questions in the chat and smash the like button, and everybody say hi to Haley.
Haley, hey.
And make sure, let me see, how many people have hit the like button? We've got 5 people that hit it and 10 people watching. So 5 of you are doing what? Not hitting the like button? Hit it. Help me feed Phoebe. Carrie Berry's mom says we're a Skechers family. Yeah. Kelly bought a lot of shoes and took a pair of A6 for myself. And there are 6 pairs for me to sell. And 3 of them are Skechers. The rocker shape up. I love the rocker shape ups.
My only experience with the rocker shape ups, they were like brand new and they were a great price. This was like 8 years ago. And I sent them off, and of course they had that rot. And the person had, took one step and they disintegrated it. It was like, ugh. So then I was off shoes for a long time. And I did the flex test. But
sorry about that.
Anyway, I think that's fascinating. I also think it's always overlooked whenever they do these heartbreak stories.
Nice shoe lot. My husband gets the extra wide Skechers. Yeah, I just put in a comment. Keith's feet have their own zip code. I don't know if it's a rural zip code or a regular one. But they are I trip over them all the time. I'm like, why are your yachts out in the way? Your boats. He has giant feet. If mine are this big, his are like this. They do make them for people with big wide feet. And thank you. I know she is so cute. I've never had an orange hamster before, so I always get the black ones. I like having something different, and she's got a personality. She's fun. All right, there's no more questions in the chat for now, so let me find something weird to ask you. Okay. You can only sell one category for the rest of your life. What category are you selling, Nancy?
Maybe men's Italian suits. Cashmere, right. Silk. Because they resell for a lot of money. I recently got a couple of 100% cashmere blazers, and nobody ever looks at them. There are a ton of them in the store. So
you know what, is camel hair blazers, are they still popular in men's blazers?
Yes.
Yeah, I quit looking at that. I have to go and do that.
Karen, finish the question out. What are you going to sell?
Jewelry. I love jewelry. Ever since I was a little girl, I used to play with my mom's jewelry box for hours. And now I'm a big girl and I get to play with jewelry. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm thinking if I can only pick one for the rest of my life based on how I enjoy it, and room isn't an issue, I would probably pick blush, but that's not realistic. To make a living consistently, I would just stick with clothes. I guess if I have to niche it down, women's plus size dresses and tops, that's 2 categories. Women's plus size tops. That's what I would do. Or jeans. See, it's hard. Like I'm the one that asked the question and I'm all upset about it. Like, it's too hard. Why would you ask that? I mean, isn't clothes just one category?
Yes.
I can sell clothes.
Yeah.
I really like jewelry a lot. I do. Maybe jewelry. Maybe I'd pick the category fashion because that would be clothes.
You're making it
actually.
bigger and bigger and bigger.
I have never had the organic sweet potato chewy sticks from Costco. Have y'all? Either of you?
No.
Are they for humans or dogs? No. Oh.
I mean, apparently Michelle is eating it. So.
Oh, sorry, Michelle. I saw chewy sticks and I thought
of chewy, yeah. I wish I had a van and lots of space to do furniture. I see so much value on $2 a day at Goodwill.
I recently bought a piece of furniture at Goodwill. I don't know why, but it was Tommy Bahama furniture.
What?
Oh, wow.
It was really cool, but I'm like, why did I do that? Because I have to sell it on Marketplace. Because
what kind was it, a chair?
No, it was like a side table that had flip up extensions on either side, and it had like lattice work on the front. It was real pretty. It was only like $25, and I know it probably was like a $2,500 piece. I'm like, So, unfortunately, recently I've bought some weird things because I'm tired of clothes. I bought a golf club. I know very little about golf clubs except the ones that look weird. They're worth more money. So this one had like where you could adjust it on the bottom, some driver, and all the golf clubs are the same price. But I knew this one was more expensive. I think it was like sold for $135. And then a tennis racket. Most of the tennis rackets are crap that they have. But this one was a good one. Like, I don't know, graphite but like you, Star, I get tired of the clothes. Same stuff over and over.
Yeah. I do get tired of the clothes, but the thing is, at the end of the day,
they pay your bills.
Yeah, they pay my bills more than any other thing I sell.
Well, and I can find that consistently.
And yes, you can find clothing consistently, sustainably, affordably. I mean, even just church sales have the bag sales. Karen and I went to one a couple weeks ago. We're going to another bag sale in another week. And the bed, like, you can just find clothing so affordable and consistently. It can sustain your business. You can't find Tommy Bahama end tables every time you go to the thrift store.
No.
You can't find the once in a lifetime teacups every time you go, you know?
Yeah, I read something about clothing too. The older clothing, and I'm not saying vintage per se, but stuff that was maybe made about 10 or 15 years ago, they are saying that people are really going after that because it was made so much better and it's not wearing out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really starting to rise in value just because it doesn't fade, doesn't get holes in it, and people are really looking for that particular era.
Everything used to be made better. The cars, the clothes, the appliances. Keith's grandmother has this yellow stove from like 1940 something. And it's trucking along. It's working fine.
They make everything now to last for like 10 years and that's it. They said everything is just like disposable. And it's just like with furniture too. It's just disposable. You're not supposed to move it. You put it, you assemble it, and you don't move it because when you try to move it, it just falls apart.
Yeah. So funny story. I bought this desk for like $500 because it had a hutch and all these drawers. And when it got here from Florida, and I filed a thing, and let me tell you, filing an insurance claim against a moving company, I'm still waiting. But the hutch does not connect anymore. I don't know what they did, so it's just sitting here. And I mean, I have stuff on it, but the doors, they don't open and close right anymore, or go on the track anymore. And this was brand new. Like, I only had it for a month in Florida, and so I agree. Like, you move it and it's effed. It's done. But
It's just,
I'm like,
it just goes out of square or something. I know exactly what you're talking about.
and I wanted it so bad, and I really love it. So even though the hutch doesn't connect, like, it can sit there and it's against the wall, so it won't fall on me and kill me. And the drawers are a pain in the ass, but what are you gonna do?
I'm still sleeping on my parents' 65-year-old bedroom set because it's so well made, you know, it's solid wood and it's a little outdated style wise, but to buy a new one.
Hi, Jill. Hi, Jill. Go ahead. I was just saying hi to Jill.
No, I just said, you know, you don't want to really throw it out because it's so well made, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And
pardon my ignorance. What is an ME degree?
economics? I don't know.
So real quick, back to what Karen was saying. There definitely is a trend with younger millennials and Gen Z. They love the old vintage stuff, and they love to shop sustainably, and they love to thrift. Good grief. You would think that.
Oh, mechanical engineering. Sorry.
What is your best or favorite sale this week, and why, Nancy?
Nothing. I didn't sell anything this week.
Oh, no.
I don't have enough listed that I'm selling every day because I took a big break.
Well, you know what I would say.
Oh, I know. Consistency.
Exactly.
I know.
Consistency.
Oh, it's my own fault. I'm just trying to get back into the whole flow of it all because the last 2 years when my mom was alive, I didn't list it all. It was just too much. But we're coming up on the best part of the selling season, so it's got to get listed.
I'll tell you what. I have 2 things I sold this week that I really, really liked. One was a 3-piece Avon jewelry set, and it was little wee tiny ladybugs. They were so cute. It was a necklace, bracelet, and earrings that matched. They were just darling, and I liked that. And then the second thing I saw was a pair of kids' Aristocat slippers. And it's like, how often do you see Aristocat in slippers? They were so cute. I just did it because things were just so cute. I'm so glad people liked them as much as I did when I bought them.
So cute. Well, I finally sold this vintage SeaWorld Shamu. That was this big. I've had it for like 4 years. Plush is so long tail. I put that in Whatnot shows and tried to get rid of it for like $3. I have it half off on Depop and Vinted. Nothing. It sold on Etsy for like $35.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It was this big.
Woo-hoo!
And I was able to use one of those free ground boxes you can order off of Poshmark that I use for other platforms. Sue me. But it was giant and it was hanging out. I always pull this clothing rack out to hide my mess back there, but there's a guest bed back there and there's a ton of stuffed animals on it and they're all listed. It's just they're so big. I don't want to put them in my inventory in the garage because they're so giant. They take up a whole bed by themselves, so they hang out on the bed. So he's gone. He's off the bed. He sold for a lot of money. I'm very happy. Shamu was a he, right? Or was she a she?
I think it was a he.
I'm pretty sure it's a he.
Was Shamu a girl? The original orca was a female.
Oh.
But she died in 1971, and SeaWorld continued to use Shamu as a brand name for many different male and female killer whales that performed in their shows. Huh. The more you know. Michelle, I don't think was here at the beginning when Nancy, you explained about moving them with your mom and taking care of her.
Yeah, my mom passed like a year and a half ago at 90 with Alzheimer's, but I was able to keep her out of the nursing home, so I was very happy. And I was lucky because she was tiny, so I could still lift her. Because in the end, she wasn't walking stuff. But and when I first moved here, my dad was alive, but unfortunately, he died like 6 months after I moved here. And but you know, they were both elderly. My dad was 86 when he died, and you know, they had a great life, and they had good pensions, and they had enough money, and I couldn't ask for anything more. So I know a lot of people don't get to have their parents that long,
or get to spend the last years with them.
I know. My mom was my best friend, and if I couldn't see her, that was the other thing. It was COVID, and I had to put her in the nursing home when she broke her hip, and you couldn't see them. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I guess we all know what question's coming up now. Karen and I answer this every week and change our minds. Nancy.
Well,
you wake up tomorrow and someone took all your inventory and left you $100 bill. What are you doing?
Even though you ask it every week, I'm like, $100. They took all my inventory. I guess I would. I haven't been to the bins here in Florida. I guess I would go see what the bins are about here. And or Whatnot. But Whatnot's gotten really expensive, at least the people I used to buy from. So, you know, every once in a while there's some good deals, but I don't really need them. I just need to list the stuff I have. What am I doing? $100. Hiring an assistant to take the pictures.
But you don't have any inventory.
Oh, you're right. I have to go to the bins then.
Yeah, somebody took all your inventory away from you and left you a $100 bill. So you don't have any inventory for this assistant.
I would go to the thrift store or the bins, same thing, and buy. But I want to comment on something on Whatnot. I was in a show and I heard one of my favorite sellers saying she thinks that they screwed around with the algorithm again on Whatnot because she was not, I mean, she's a pretty good seller. She said she was. I've never seen her on so much in one day. She was on like 4 or 5 times today. And she said it's like she wasn't getting anybody in her show. She said it was terrible.
I have something to add about Whatnot.
Tell us.
They're coming out with a lower USPS shipping rate as of July 31st.
I did see that.
Most orders are going to be going Ground Advantage, with rates for 1 to 5 pound shipments dropping to $7.75, which is nearly 20% lower. So earlier when I was mentioning that at the eBay Seller Circles meeting, when people were complaining about shipping, that came up as well. Because Poshmark and Whatnot both have these really great contracts. Up to 5 pounds, it's X amount, and that's it. Why doesn't eBay have one? Who knows? But Whatnot will be dropping the 1 to 5 pound to $7.75, and Ground Advantage is going to be like across the board. Priority will still be available, but it's going to cost significantly more for the buyer or the seller, and it's going to have similar delivery times. So who would pick that? I don't know why. And then they are keeping, get this, I know this was like, for me too, this was a big thing because I love to shop on Whatnot. For now, they are keeping the flat rate shipping. They're going to cover the cost of the price increase for now. And from now until November 1st, they're going to offer flat rate pricing of $12.99 per box. and that's for a large flat rate box, which costs $30 at USPS. So you're getting like more than a 50% discount. And then as of November 1st, they're going to roll out something new that they say they're still working on.
Yeah, they said they were looking at other venues, other people. I hope they do something with like UPS.
The notice I got, Michelle, didn't mention anything about heavier than 5 pounds. I don't know why I'm suddenly like a valley girl. Like, there's nothing for the 5 pounds. Like, oh my God.
Oh my God. So grody to the max.
I know, Jill. We can still source more now. And Valerie's here. Welcome in, Valerie. Good to see you. Tell your dog I said hi. So that was my Whatnot news. There was good news on the Poshmark and the Whatnot front. We won't be penalized anymore on Poshmark for deleting listings, and we get to keep our flat rate and a really good ground shipping rate on Whatnot. Oh, so back to Jason's question earlier. What was the most exciting, happy thing for me this week? I guess it's that. I guess it's the fact that some of the platforms are still rolling out good news. Even as we all cry while we print out our labels every morning. Like, oh my God, what is their damage, Heather? Y'all seen Heather's? If you haven't, put it on your bucket list. Make sure you watch it once in your life. It's from the 80s or 90s, I forget. Hey Google, when did Heather's come out?
The movie Heathers premiered on March
1989. 31st. It was Winona Ryder, Christian Slater, and it was about this group of girls in high school who were all named Heather, and they were the Heathers. And I can't give you any more than that. It'll spoil the movie, but yes, it's a bucket list. You got to see it at least once in your life. I've also seen the musical, which is kind of weird. The musical was. Have you seen it, Nancy?
No, but I knew of it.
It's a little weird. I watched it one night. I remember, like, my memory tells me I watched it in Florida. I remember being in my office there. I was taking pictures of plush, and I was just looking for something to watch. And I was looking for a horror movie, and that came out. And I'm like, I'm going to look at that. I'm going to watch that. Absolutely not, Kelly. By Felicia comes from Friday. It was Ice Cube. It was Ice Cube on the front porch in Friday. Bye, Felicia. So Bye, Felicia came from Friday. The dogs are going for a walk.
Some issues with insurance and that kind of thing.
You guys want me to see if I can find another weird question? Oh, wait. I didn't ask Nancy the illegal question.
Reselling's illegal. What am I going to do?
Yes.
My go-to is always, well, sell feet pictures, but that's illegal, probably.
It's not. Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah, because I don't know. There are a lot of people with fetishes out there for sure. I don't know if I ever told you the story. When I was an attorney, we went on a field trip to the morgue. And we were in a summer internship program, and we went on a field trip to the morgue. And the guy was a little bit weird, and he had a museum of things that had happened to people. And in the corner of the museum was this full-size dominatrix's costume from a dominatrix's den, where a guy was found dead because he was he had put a gas mask on his face because, I don't know, it increases your pleasure, a propane tank. And he was dead in the dominatrix's den, and they confiscated all the stuff that was there. And they had a full-size costume that she wore, leather, hanging. And then there was a book with all the pictures of things you could wear. And here I am, I'm like 22 from the Catholic school going, but yeah. So I know there are weird things that happen that we have no idea about.
Is that your way of telling us if reselling was illegal, you'd be a dominatrix?
Yeah, seems like a good deal.
that your way of telling the world, Nancy?
No, but I know people have fetishes and feet is one of them. So take feet pictures. But really, if I had to do something normal, I would probably go back to teaching swimming. I used to teach swimming for our special needs kids when I first got out of college at a school for the handicapped in New York. And then I went to law school. And then when I got out of law school and I worked for 10 years in New York, and then I taught swimming in Virginia. And I did a lot of special needs kids because unfortunately, autism kids are attracted to the water and they drown at a much higher rate than the general population.
So
I was just going to say, I would, what I say every week, I would just start bartering for things. If I can't resell stuff, I'm bartering. I have this clothing. What do you have that you want to sell?
I'm going to change my answer because every week I come up with something new. I'm going to start going live on TikTok and doing one of two things each night. And people do this and they make money at this, so don't say I'm crazy. In the book talk community on TikTok, people go live and read books. They just they have a timer and they just sit there and read their book for like 10 minutes. And then they take a break and they look at the chat and they talk to people and talk about the book they're reading. And then they read for another 10 minutes. So I want to do that. And then I also want to play video games live and have people watch me play video games and get paid for that. So that's what I would do.
You know what? There's so many ways to make money.
Yes.
There really are.
There really is. All right. Is anybody using AI to put their items on models? And if so, what program are you using?
No. I thought Photo Room had that option. I think had that option at one time.
I just put a comment in the chat. If I actually could read and make money, I would be so rich. I would not need to resell, really.
I've definitely watched someone on TikTok talk about different books, not reading them, but
there's a whole subculture of book talk, and we rate the books, we talk about the books, we do all the book things.
I was at a craft fair this weekend, and there were 3 independent authors hawking their books at the craft fair. I'd never seen that before, because now you self-publish. Years ago you couldn't do that.
Yep. I don't do AI models. I thought Photo Room did. You can use ChatGPT, I believe. I don't personally like it. That doesn't mean you don't. I don't like it, and I would never put it in my listings. But I'm not saying it's wrong. Is what I'm trying to say. I do always say everybody has to do what works for their business, and everybody has different opinions. And if it's working for you, then that's great. I have to say that I spend probably 50% of my life as a reseller defending my business model to other resellers who think the shit I sell is a waste of time and crap, and that my business model is stupid and you shouldn't have 6,000 listings. You're dumb. So, I spend all my time telling people, hey, listen, just because someone does something differently from you doesn't mean they're wrong. If it's paying my bills and it's my life, then it works for me, right? I'm going to see if I can find another question. This is a good one. It's a thoughtful one, though. How has reselling changed you as a person?
I definitely profile people by what they're wearing. And I go, wow, they must have a lot of money. Like I'm on the airplane. I'm like, ooh, that's a Lululemon. We're in church. Oh, that's a Columbia PFG. That costs $80 new. So I do profile people. I was never aware of brands before I started reselling because we didn't shop at Nordstrom and Lord & Taylor's, and we were lucky to go to Penny's, and I wore my Catholic school uniform. And that was it. So I do profile people and say, wow, they spent a lot of money.
Okay, and I pretty much don't buy anything new unless it's underwear. I will not do used underwear. I buy most of everything used, and that even goes for like some of my furniture, my pictures in my house. Most of them are used. So I just feel like I've saved quite a bit of money by buying just about everything that I need used now. And I would have never have thought that before I started to resell. Would have never have ever gone down that avenue.
So I think being a reseller has brought me a lot of peace. I think working for myself from home and creating my own schedule. And hey, Karen says I do this every week. Living in my pajamas. I just think it's brought me so much peace. Like part of my anxiety problem is I don't like the medication. And the way I control it without being medicated is to be in control of my routines, my environment. And you can't do that when you work outside of the home. So I feel like a lot of my stress, a lot of my anxiety is gone because I'm in control and I do what I want when I want now. So I would think it has changed me in the fact that I'm not like this high-powered go-getter working 100 hours a week, stressed out, anxiety-ridden monster anymore. I'm just kind of like chill. I'm just like, I'm going to my office to watch a horror movie and take pictures, like whatever. I think it's been very beneficial for my mental health, like big time. That has definitely changed a lot. And I would think that that would go for a lot of people because we all came from stressful jobs, I feel like. And that leads me to another question I like to ask people. We've already heard Nancy say a couple times she worked in an attorney's office, but just tell us a little bit about your life before being a reseller, Nancy.
Well, like I said, I went to college. I graduated with a health degree. And when I got out, I got a job teaching swimming because I had a lifeguarding certificate. And then I went the next year I applied. I went to law school and I had to go in the middle of the country somewhere because, you know, I wasn't a poli-sci major. I wasn't a history major, but they had a program with a dual degree in health, public health administration. And I thought, oh, that's what I'm going to do. But when I got there and I'm like, ugh, it's 4 years. I don't want to do that. And I passed the first year of law. So, and then when I got out of law school, I really couldn't get a job. I had to work piecemeal for all these different attorneys. And I worked my butt off. And in New York, you go to night court like 4 or 5 times a week at night. So I was low person on the totem pole. And I gave most of my 20s and half of my 30s. And I got nowhere because it was an old boy network. So then I went back to teaching swimming, teaching school. I was much happier. And then I had the flexibility to do reselling and be able to help my parents. So like you know, it was a very stressful job. It was criminal law I was in, and I didn't want to be a criminal lawyer, but that's what I got a job in. So you have a lot of loans. You got to pay them somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, I started my career in accounting, and I was an accounting clerk for a food broker. And then I had left that position and I got a job in sales. And that would pretty much, I would never think that I would be a person that would be in sales. Never in a million years. I wanted to be a nun and a school teacher, and that didn't happen because we didn't have a lot of money. My dad would not sign for any loans to go to school. And then when I wanted to be a nun, I had a crazy nun in school. And I said, I can't be locked up in a convent if there's people walking around like this. It's like, I'm not going to be in the same convent with this nun. So that ended that. So I went from the job that was in accounting and I got the sales job, and it was an inside sales job. And I was the very first one in this company they were just starting this department. And they sent me to Bell Telephone. If you remember Bell Telephone School for
Yes.
how to sell on the phone. And it's like, okay. And the company I worked for, nobody was really like, taking me seriously or anything. And no one would really teach me the product or anything. So they sold plastic Ziploc bags. Okay. And it's like, oh, I understand how to sell a Ziploc bag. So I started to do the research, and I looked to see what they were using these Ziploc bags for. And hospital pharmacies would use them. I had no idea how they used them. So I started calling all these people up, and I started saying to them, I'm new here. I'm going to be calling you. And I says, what do you use this stuff for? I'm selling it and I have no idea. And all these pharmacists were taking all the time to tell me what they were using it for. And that's how I started. Anybody that they had that was selling something, tell me how you use it. And then I would just catapult that and just start calling new companies and say, hey, I've talked to other people. They use it like this. Do you use yours like that? You don't? Well, tell me what you do with it. And I got this lot of experience with how people apply the product. So I started working myself up. I did inside sales. I did outside specialty sales. Then I did outside sales. Then I was the sales manager. I was the marketing manager. And I worked myself up to a vice president of a company. And I liked the product I sold. I liked the people I had worked for. It was a family business, but the two owners got ill. Well, the two owners got ill. The one owner got cancer and died. And they had a pact, and everybody knew it, that if one of them would go, the other one would not do it on their own. And they were kind of like symbiotic. They both played off of each other, and he put the company up for sale, and another big company bought us out. And very different dynamic, very different. And I hung out there for quite a while. Can't say that I liked it like I did the original company. And then COVID hit, everything started to go downhill, and it's like, okay, I'm out of here. So I left. You nuns that ran the first hospital, oh, they were so mean. Yeah, I had this. She was wacko. She needed mental help. She would go around screaming and like, oh, it was like, no, I'm not going to be in a nunnery with them. Forget it. So that's my story.
I think everyone knows mine. If anybody in the chat doesn't and would like to hear it, let me know. But I think I've told mine enough. What's your favorite thing to sell, Nancy?
I mean, I think the most plentiful thing I can get is clothing. So I typically will look at men's clothing first because they don't return as many items.
That's true.
When I lived up north, I would look more in the women's jeans. Here in Florida, they don't have as many jeans, and the jeans are like Star. The silver jeans used to sell for so much. The Miss Me jeans used to sell for so much. I am sitting on a whole bunch of new dojo jeans that I hope I can have them up for the fall, that I bought from Daily Refinement, like a whole, like bundles, like 2 years ago, before my mom was real sick. And so those still sell, but you know, the jeans don't sell. You ever watch Prof Sales? He just sold jeans on YouTube. Did you ever watch people?
Not really.
Yeah. He's gone now too, but he's not selling anymore. But he was one of the first people I watched on YouTube, and I thought, wow, you could sell jeans for good money. And I didn't even own a pair of jeans until I went to college because we couldn't wear them at Catholic school. They were verboten. So, you know, I thought, wow, that's a good way to make money, jeans. But now so basically like you, I think plus size women's tops, men's clothes, blazers, pants, shirts, and then, like I said, occasionally some hard goods. If I can find them. I just can't find them.
Okay, and I had told you earlier, I love jewelry. I've loved it since I was a little girl. And I get to play with it now, and I love it. But something else that I really love is glassware. I love like the vintage and the antique glassware. I was very, very good at finding it because Pittsburgh had so much glassware around here because we're very close proximity to a lot of the major glass houses. So I really spent a lot of time and I studied and I knew a lot of patterns and who made what. And I knew a lot of very unusual pieces. Some of it wasn't marked. And I studied some of the old catalogs. So when I do see it, I know what to buy. It's dried up a little bit. It's not like it used to be here, but it would be glassware because I still buy the glassware and I do enjoy selling it. And I know people don't like to pack it, but I try not to go crazy with it. And I try not to buy anything that's too big. So I try to kind of know my limits on it, but I do love glassware.
I like selling stuff. I don't know, like I go through phases. I know the plus size women's tops I can get for $1 and sell for 25 or 30, and that's great business wise. But as far as me enjoying myself, I like to have a bunch of plush or a bunch of jewelry, and because I can just put it on my table and just sit and put a movie on and just, or true crime, and I can just photograph for 2-4 hours at a time, and it doesn't bother my back. I'm comfortable. I'm seated. With the clothing, you have to get up and down with the hanger and the measurements, and I can only do so many before my back kills me. So I think what I really like about reselling, I mean, if we're all being honest here, isn't so much the reselling, because y'all know I'm not big on thrifting and shopping. I like money, like from the movie Idiocracy. I like money. I like freedom. I love making my own schedule. I love working from home in my pajamas. I love watching movies while I work. I think my thing with reselling is more just, hey, I found something that really works for me that I enjoy, and I have freedom, and I'm at home and I can make money doing it. It's not so much what I'm selling. I don't even know if I like being a reseller. I just know that I like doing this because I can. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I like that all the effort I put in benefits me. And when I worked in the law, all the effort I put in didn't benefit me. It benefited the partners. And I worked too many hours for too little money.
Mm-hmm.
And I was over that.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I've said that on the channel before. At least we're not working harder so that the VP executive on the 13th floor can get a second portion of fifth vacation this year. I mean, it all goes to us. But when I think about it, and I'm completely transparent and honest, I don't know that I actually really enjoy being a reseller. I don't have that drive in me, that the thrill of the hunt. Is that what y'all call it? That like the thrift?
Oh, I love it.
I don't have that. I don't like it. I don't care. I do like listing. Like if I never had to thrift again or take photos, and I had minions that did that, and I could just sit at a computer for 10 hours a day and list, I'd be happy. So I do like the computer work. I like being at home. I think I just like doing what I want to do. I like, hey, tomorrow they're coming to put the AC in. So in the morning, I have to deal with that. I know that tomorrow night I can put in a couple hours to make up for it. I know I can take time off whenever I want. I know if life happens, I'm not going to get fired because I had to go with Keith to a doctor's appointment or something. I am not in it for the treasure hunt. I am in it for the freedom and the peace of mind. And this is the only thing I can do from home that I would be I'm in complete control of everything. how I do, what I do, when I do, why I do. It's great. And yes, it is probably the repetitiveness and the predictability. Absolutely, because that's a big part of how I control my anxiety and my OCD, which are both diagnosed. I don't like medication, and I control those by routines, repetitive, and predictability, being in control of my own self. Yeah. I like knowing every morning I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. And today's Thursday, so I'm going to mop. And then today's Friday, so I got to fold laundry. Like, I like to know every day is going to be this routine. So many resellers would like to marry you. Well, I am spoken for by someone who did resell with me for 8 years and then decided he didn't even like it. And he left me to be an accountant. That's not English, but he left the business to go be an accountant. So now I make him do my taxes. Yeah, I don't know if I really like being a reseller. I know Keith didn't, but you just got to be honest with yourself. And if it's something you can do, I can do this consistently and sustainably. So let's put it that way. All right. I think I had one more question and I forgot it because I have brain fog. What were we talking about?
Advice for other resellers is usually the last question.
I wasn't at the last question yet, though.
Okay.
We were talking about our past lives and our favorite thing to list. Oh, your favorite place to source.
I still enjoy going to Goodwill because it gets me out of the house. I live alone and nobody will know if I'm dead. But maybe the people at Goodwill will say, Nancy hasn't been here today. And I do like Whatnot occasionally. It's pretty addictive.
Okay, I like church sales a lot. I like thrift stores. And I like garage sales, but I'm like very funny. I won't just go to all these garage sales. They have to be close to the house because you could spend a lot of time in gasoline now, and there's nothing there that interests you. So if it's very close to the house, I will go. But if it's any distance, I will not go. And
my Goodwill is only 1.5 miles from my house.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the same way, like 10-minute drive, like that's it. I just don't. Some people like go all over God's creation, and I won't do that. Now, if there's a church sale, it's a little bit further out, I will do that. But not that much further, like 20 minutes out is probably my limit on a church sale. And I do like to shop on Whatnot, but I've noticed things have gone up on Whatnot, and I don't know whether it's just me or not, but some of the people that I was buying from for a long time, they're putting, and they always had really good merchandise. They're putting more junk in it. Like I would do a lot of like bags of stuff, like bulk jewelry buys. And it was all really pretty good stuff. Now they're putting just a lot of junk in there. And I don't like that. Don't like it. And a lot of people are selling things that are broken. And, I know you miss things, but there's just too much of it now.
Yeah. Well, I said all of what I said about not liking thrifting to tell you guys that I am addicted to church sales now. In fact, I host a once a month listing party for List Perfectly with my friend Crystal Mouse. And today was our once a month thing. And that was what I told the people. We were supposed to be, our topic was getting prepared for Q4. And, when you're in a group of people, it always goes off. And I did say today, out of my mouth, y'all know I hate thrifting and I don't want to leave the house. But if there's a church sale, I'm going to go. It's just the one church. I shouldn't say church sales. It's the one very specific church that Karen and I found with our friend Kelly here in Pittsburgh. I don't know. It's like the best place ever. I actually get the little bit of the bug. Karen can attest. I don't like to thrift and I don't like to treasure hunt, but something about this church, when I get there, I'm like, ooh, what can I find? Is there treasure? Let me dig. Is this how resellers feel? Is this how normal resellers feel all the time? The way I feel when I'm at this church? Is that how you guys feel all the time? That euphoria and that high and that I'm digging and this is great? Because I don't feel that at the thrift stores. I don't feel it anywhere else. Except on Whatnot. But that's, you get the high from the auction, right? That, ooh, I'm bidding. But there's something about this church. Like as soon as I park the car, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go dig me out some treasure. I'm going to fill a bag. It's just like, I don't know who I am at this church. I'm not me. The spirit comes in me.
You're filled with the spirit.
God fills me with the reseller spirit at this church.
But you know, the people are so nice. They are so nice there.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I just am so addicted to it. Like I look forward to it all. It's once a month. I look forward to it all month. I have a whole high the whole day. And then the whole week after I have a high because I know what's in the garage. And then I know what I'm showing in my haul video. And I'm so excited. So anyway, that all said, if y'all aren't doing anything tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, you can come back here on this channel and I will be live with another haul. It's not from the church sale. I did that one last week. If you missed it, it's on the channel. I have the remainder of a ThreadUp box and the last Goodwill trip we took with Karen and my friend Brian when he was here visiting. So I have that to show tomorrow. I get myself ready to hop out of the car. Yeah, when I get to the thrift store, we go once a month there too. I park the car, I look at my phone, I drink some of my Pepsi. I'm like, I guess when I get in there, it's not the same. When I'm at the thrift store, it's just like, ho hum, it's $1, it's plus size, it's coming home with me. Let me just take it. I don't know what it is about the church sale. I'm a whole different person there. Is it because the people are nice? Is it because there's 18 rooms? Is it because I'm with Karen and she's always excited?
So I get so excited for stuff. It's like, you know, and I don't get anything. Nobody buys me anything. And it's like, I get like an eBay gift or something. Oh my God, look what I got. This is so neat. Look at this.
Yeah, she gets really excited when the swag comes for our eBay seller circles. And then at the church sale, everything is, woo! Look at that! Woo! I think you're just contagious. Yeah, we have a good time. All right, Nancy.
Yes.
Your best advice for resellers, other resellers.
Don't overbuy without listing, or you'll have a lot of hoarding in your house. And you have to look at everything 10 times because no matter what you do, you will bring it home and there will be something wrong with 2 or 3 pieces that you thought were great at the store. So start looking at all the things, the zippers, the buttons, the belt loops, the crotch, inside, because, you know, people do donate without washing some clothes. So
That's so true. You get so excited when you find something that you don't do a good, thorough job of looking at it. I'm guilty of that. So, and mine is, I say it every week, do what you love. Life is not worth doing something that you do not love to do.
For sure. I wonder if anybody knows what I'm going to say.
I know.
work-life balance.
Anybody in the chat want to guess? I talked about that at the listing party today too, because we were talking about all the things that are important to do for Q4, which I'll be doing a video in the not next week. I already have everything pre-recorded for next week. I'll be doing a Q4 preparedness readiness video, and I would be remiss to say one of the things you need to make sure you do in Q4 is take time. It gets really busy and stressful. It's not just that Q4 itself is busy and stressful. It's the holidays. It's the family. It's the obligation. It's just a stressful time of year. So you need to make sure practice your work-life balance now so that when we get into Q4, you got it down pat and you can, even if it's just like Michelle said at the beginning, she is taking this advice finally and she's walking every night after dinner. Read a book, read a chapter, watch a TV show, do something. You can't work all the time. Kelly says, I've been going to that sale for years. Super nice people, even when I broke their stuff. Yeah, we have to give Pittsburgh Kelly the credit. She's been talking about this church sale.
I know. She got us hooked.
Yeah.
She's our church crack addict.
Yeah. She's been talking about it for a couple years, and then finally this year we were like, let's go. And Haley loves it, our new seller circle. It's a great place to be. But anyway, I'm doing what I do. I talk too much. Find your work-life balance, please. It's very important for your mental health. And have a good weekend. Thank you for joining us this evening. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to spend it with us. Nancy, thank you so much for coming on, even though you're just a little person. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And thank you for getting the modem, even though it didn't work. But thanks for coming.
I was so pissed off. I'm like,
and thank you, Star, for inviting us.
Yeah, thank you, Karen, always for coming on. And I will see everybody in the next one. Bye.
Bye.